Well, hello, folks. This is David Moss from Tennessee coming to you again. I wanted to bring you a video of some recent pickups that I got, most of them in the mail, some locally. But first, I wanted to go over the cards I have of the new Hall of Fame inductees, Dick Allen and Dave Parker. I don't have all their cards, but I wanted to show you the ones I do. So let's get to that first, and then I'll go over some of the, show you some of the recent pickups that I got. So let's turn the camera around. And the first card I have for Dave Parker is his rookie card, 1974 Topps. I got this slabbed about 20 years ago. You can see it's an old label, but it's a super sharp card. It's a PSA 8. I have 2 or 3 other of his rookie cards that are ungraded, but a nice example of his rookie card. The next one I have is his 1975 card. You can see the 21 patch on his sleeve. So this picture was probably taken in 73 as a Roberto Clemente memorial tribute, to which they wore in 73. But this is a 75 card. And then I have his 76 card. Pretty sharp, but off center. 76. Then his 1977 card. Nice card of Parker, 77. I have a 78 card. This one has some print lines on it. But Parker won the batting title in 77 and 78. And I remember him saying that when the leaves turn brown, I'll be wearing the batting crown. And he did indeed in 77 and 78. Then I do not have a 79 card. I have his 1980 card right here. He's All-Star. 1980 card. I didn't collect much after 1980. So that's all the Parker cards I have. I don't have any from the 80s. If I do, I'm not sure where they are. Here's some Dick Allen cards I have. This was Allen's rookie, along with John Hernstein. 64 rookie Phillies. May get this card graded at some point. It's not super great example. It's probably a 4 or so. But that is Allen's rookie. Then I've already shared this with you in my last video, but this is the only slab I have of Allen. That's a 66 card, which is a 6.5. I really love this card. I don't know why it's not a 7. But it's a really sharp card, and I love this 66 Allen. Then I have his 70 card, 1970. Notice the hat is kind of a dark red. You'll notice the difference in this when I get to the 72 card. But this card is a near mint example of a 1970 card. Then I have his 1971 card, when he was with the Dodgers. This is a high number card, which I may get graded at some point. It's also a mid-grade card. 1971. Allen played for the Phillies in 69, the Cardinals in 70, the Dodgers in 71, and then the White Sox in 72. This is basically the same image as his 1970 card, but they lightened up the hat color to more match the White Sox colors. But that's his 72 card. This is really sharp as well. 1972. Allen won the MVP in the American League that year for the White Sox. Then his 73 card is pretty sharp, pretty cool. He looks like he popped up a pitch here in this at bat, but I like the action shot. And of course the 73s have that black border, which shows a lot of wear, but this one's pretty sharp. Then I have his 74 card with the White Sox. 74, and the 75 with the White Sox, even though I think he got traded to the Phillies at mid-season, came back to the Phillies and played with them a couple of years. All right, and let me see, the 76 card is the last one I have of Allen. Really, really sharp card here. This is probably near mint to mint example. Really sharp. So those are all my Parker and Allen cards. Congratulations to both of them. I wish Allen had lived long enough to see his day of being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And Parker, I'm not sure how good his health is. I've heard conflicting stories on that, but I hope he's doing well and enjoying his Hall of Fame induction. I want to get to some recent pickups that I got and just show you these cards. The first one is, I just knocked my stack over. The first one is this 1959 red Shandies, which is a really, really sharp card. I love this 59 red. May at some point get it graded. Nice back on it. Then I got a couple of Hank Aaron cards. This is his 61. Really nice card. It's got a little bit of discoloration on the right border and the bottom border, a little bit at the top. So I don't know what this will do to the grade. It's probably gonna be about a 5, I would guess. But I've been looking for a 61 Aaron for a while. I love this card. And next is his 62 card that I just picked up. Again, this is a mid-grade example. Decent centering though. But what I like about it, it's very rich and colorful. It's got excellent color and a great registration and decent centering. 62 Aaron. Then I picked up a 68 Orlando Cepeda Cha-Cha. Orlando won I think he won the MVP in 67 with the Cardinals, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong about that. 68 Orlando. Then a couple of Killebrew cards. First one I got was the 68 Killebrew. Pretty nice card here. Nice back. Then the 69 card. I love his 69 card, which looks similar to his 65 card, which I don't have, but I'd like to have a 65 Killebrew. If anyone has a nice example that they're willing to give me a good deal on, hit me up in the comments below. 69 Harmon. He won the MVP in the American League that year. The Twins won the division, but lost to the Orioles in the playoffs. Then I got a gorgeous Gary Carter, 76 Gary Carter second year card. Really nice centering on this. I've got some fuzz on it. Let me get that off. 76 Carter. I like that card. And then I have a 79 George Brett. Really good centering. Hard to find this card centered. 79 Brett, year before he hit 390. Then this 84 Pete Rose. I don't have many cards past 1980, but I kind of like this 84 Rose. Then my only non-sports card is this 1956 Elvis Rockin' on Stage. They had a 1956 set when Elvis hit it big nationally. This is one of the cards in the set. I'm not sure how many cards there are, 50 or 60, something like that. But this is very well centered, super sharp, showing Elvis on stage, rocking out with guitarist Scotty Moore. I've grown up in the Memphis, Tennessee area, so Elvis is big here, of course. My mother met Elvis in 1960 at a recording studio right after he got back from the Army. He was in there with his entourage, and she met him there. And on the back, we can read what effect getting married Elvis thinks would have on his career, which, as it turned out later, we found out it didn't have much effect at all, other than he probably wasn't very faithful to Priscilla. But anyway, there's a connection between Elvis and this next card, and that is John Bramlett. This is a 1967 John Bramlett card. This card is packed fresh. It's well off center. But what's the connection? Well, Elvis and John Bramlett were of similar age, and they both grew up in Memphis. And Elvis loved football, and John Bramlett was an All-American at Memphis State University. And so Elvis and John Bramlett ran in similar circles for a little while back in the 50s. Bramlett went on to play in the NFL in 1965. He was the runner-up Rookie of the Year to Joe Namath. He had a pretty good career as a linebacker in the NFL, playing for mainly the Broncos. His career ended in the early 70s. Bramlett was voted the meanest man in the NFL at one point. He was a very rough character. Growing up in the Memphis area, he used to go to bars and challenge anyone that thought they could beat him up to step outside and let's see if they can. So he would be willing to fight anyone that wanted to. After his career ended, the Lord got a hold of him and changed his life, and he went on to become an evangelist for the rest of his life. So his two sons, Andy and Don, I went to high school with both of them, and John Bramlett, his wife, and son Don, the youngest, all came to me for eye appointments. I'm an eye doctor in Memphis, and they were my patients. Mr. Bramlett here, John Bramlett, died a few years ago, and his youngest son died of cancer a couple of years ago, which was sad. He's basically my age. But John Bramlett connected to Elvis, connected to me. This card is also connected to all that, and this is Larry Herndon 1978 card. Larry Herndon is best known for playing for the Detroit Tigers, who won the World Series in 1984. Larry caught the final out of the 1984 World Series in left field for the Tigers. He is also a patient of mine. He comes in every year. He's like in his 70s now. But we talk baseball when he comes in. I have to mark my book out extra long for his appointment so we can talk baseball. And he loves it, and I love it. And I've talked to him about his career and the players he's played with and the managers. I asked him who his favorite manager was, and without hesitation, he said Sparky. So he loves Sparky Anderson. He came up with the Giants, and my favorite team in the 70s was the Big Red Machine. And he said, boy, those boys were never out of a game. And we used to think we had a game won, and those ninth inning rallies they would have inevitably would get us. But he had great things to say. Super nice guy. I love talking baseball. Larry Herndon. This is a 78 card. I'm going to get this autographed next time he comes in. Then my last card is this one. Now this I found in my box of my childhood collection upstairs. I'll someday do a video of my childhood collection and what all that involves. My mom never threw out my stuff, and so I was thankful for that. But my brother and myself collected cards in the early 70s. And I saw this card loose in a box upstairs, and I said, what is this? I didn't recall seeing this card before. So I looked it up. I scanned it on the VCP app, and it said it was the 1971 Lou Brock Milk Duds card. So this was on the back of a Milk Duds box. So evidently, either my brother or myself got some Milk Duds in 1971. I would have been 7 years old then, and he was 10. So one of us got some Milk Duds and cut out the Lou Brock card and then threw it in a box, and it's been there for over 50 years, and I just found it. So glad to have this card. It's a relic from my childhood. It's not worth a lot in this condition, probably 10 to 20 bucks, but in great condition, it's well over $100. But it's got a blank back. But I wanted to end on this Lou Brock Milk Duds card. Hope y'all enjoyed this. If you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe. I would appreciate that. Any comments you have, hit me below. Thank you guys for spending this time with me.